Imagine ordering a complex, high-end cocktail. The bartender measures out the syrups, squeezes the fresh citrus, shakes it over artisanal ice, and pours it perfectly into a chilled glass, but forgets to add the alcohol. Or think about spending hours assembling a massive jigsaw puzzle, only to discover that the dead centerpiece is missing. The surrounding picture is flawless, but the effort is ruined by the gap in the middle. In logical argumentation, this exact scenario happens constantly. It is called the omission of key evidence fallacy. This occurs when an arguer fails to include the exact, specific evidence that is absolutely critical to supporting their conclusion. This is a fatal violation of what logicians call the sufficiency criterion. Without this core piece of evidence, the structural integrity of the argument drops to zero. The conclusion simply cannot stand. Let's look at a baseline example. Suppose your neighbor is trying to sell you their used car. They build their case by telling you it has a great color, a sleek style, and gets excellent gas mileage. Based on those points, they tell you that you should buy the car. Those are valid points, but they leave out the single most important factor for any major purchase, the price range. Without knowing if the car is in your budget, the entire argument collapses. This fallacy frequently hides inside value arguments that end in a moral or aesthetic judgment. Imagine you are evaluating a colleague for a Teacher of the Year award. The nomination letter states that the professor is widely published, highly dedicated to the department, and incredibly kind to her students. Look closely at the title of the award itself. Those traits are wonderful, but none of them address her actual teaching ability. You cannot assign a specific merit-based award without providing evidence that measures that exact merit. A value argument fails to operate if the appropriate value premise is left blank. Let's test your ability to spot this in a high-stakes scenario. You are sitting at dinner, and your partner suddenly slides a ring across the table. They make their pitch. We share the exact same tastes in food, we attend the same church, we both love your dog, and if we get married, we can save a ton of money on rent. Pause the video right here. Look at these premises and identify the single most important piece of evidence missing from this life-altering conclusion. The argument entirely omits the core requirement for marriage, whether the two of you actually love each other and want to spend the rest of your lives together. Without that specific premise, those exact same reasons could be used to justify becoming roommates with your best friend. Missing evidence dictates what a conclusion can legally claim. Spotting missing evidence is half the battle. Confront the omission constructively. The best method is a direct inquiry. Ask for the missing data. Great points, but what's the price? Apply the principle of charity. Assuming a careless mistake lets them easily repair their argument. Whether they omitted evidence on purpose or by accident, your stance remains the same. The conclusion cannot be accepted until that gap is filled. Here is your fallacy fixer checklist. Step 1. Identify the core requirement of the proposed conclusion. Step 2. Scan the premises to see if that requirement is addressed. Step 3. Directly request that missing puzzle piece before agreeing to the conclusion. Truth requires a complete picture. Never accept an unfinished logical puzzle, and always demand the key evidence.